Faculty. We're going to take a few minutes and we are going to go through how to create an assignment and create a rubric that is built within that assignment in Wolfden. This is going to take a few minutes. Bear with me. Here we are in our training class, and I am going to add an assignment or create a new assignment. I am going to use the basic format, as I'm going to add a Turnitin tool. Create a basic assignment with a rubric. Okay. Items in here, we need to figure out what type of an assignment this is going to be. Is this going to be a graded assignment, which it will be because I'm using a rubric. I'm going to call this a homework assignment. You have to give it a due date, so I'm going to say it's due Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and open it now because I want my students to have access to it. And I am going to create graded with a rubric. Okay. So here we have a new window that has opened up. Okay. This is a skeleton bare bones rubric that you get to give a name to and add criterion and points to. So I'm going to call this homework rubric, right? Based on whatever you want to call it for your assignment. You can include a description if you would like to. And you can see as I added my rubric name, it actually updated it right here. Okay. This is important to give your rubric a name because if you see that there is a link that says import an existing one, as you create your rubrics in various assignments in your courses, the system saves those. So if you wanted to import an existing rubric, you would literally just click on import existing rubric, and then you've got a ton, well, I have a ton to choose from. You would maybe have none to choose from until you start creating those. But once you create a rubric in Wolfden, then you will have access of assignments you have saved to your file cabinet or that are from a particular course or from this course. Okay? So those are some options for you. I am actually not going to do that. I'm going to close that out. So we're going to create a new rubric. We have called it homework rubric. And now I've got default levels. I also happen to have a rubric that I opened up in preparation for this for a discussion post, but this would work with any type of rubric. So this is a rubric that I have created in Microsoft Word. Many of you may have a rubric in Word that you could pull from. So what I'm going to do is I've got excellent, good, poor. So these are my three options that I have in my rubric. Okay. So I'm going to come over here, expert. If I click on the 5 points, I can actually edit this. And I can call this excellent. And I can change my point value right here, 10. Save. Say that was actually 40, right? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to change that to 40. Let's see, next we want to do good for 20. So I'm going to call this good. I'm going to call this 20. Hit save. The next one we have poor for 10. So I'm going to call this poor. I'm going to put 10. I'm going to hit save. I don't need these two sections unless I wanted to have did not complete for 0 points. Okay. And you can see this is right here and it goes in order of points. So I don't need this. So I'm going to click on the 1 point. I'm going to say delete the score. It's going to ask me, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so now we have our 4 categories. Excellent, good, poor, did not complete. All right, now we have to add a criterion. So let's go over here. So I'm going to put in content understanding. All right. So that's going to be my criterion. I'm going to click on that name. I'm going to paste, add criterion. Again, I could change my point value, but it's going off of this. And I'm going to leave it as the specific point value because right now we only have one criterion in this rubric. And of course, the highest amount of points is 40. So if I wanted this to be out of 100 points, I would have to make sure I added enough criterion to add up to 100 points. So we'll work our way through that. Okay. So content understanding. Right here are all of the ideas that are going to be in that criterion. The information is accurate and relevant, displays a clear in-depth understanding, etc., 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 right? So I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to paste it right into that criterion. And you can see it's all there. And again, you have some basic formatting tools, bold, italics, underline, and a bulleted list with bullet points or numbers. Those are the only editing features you have in this abbreviated window. Okay. So I'm going to hit save. And then you'll see right here, it's the information. Now that I've got one level of criteria, now I have to define what that means for excellent, good, poor, and obviously did not complete is the easy one. Did not complete. Oopsie daisy. Let's see. Hit save. Right? So I've got did not complete and I've got edit. So now I'm going to define my excellent. So I'm going to come over to my rubric that I've already created. Met all criteria. And you can elaborate on this. You know, I'm just doing this for purposes. So now we're going to go to good. Here are the items off of good. Click here, paste, save. Now I'm going to go to poor. And, you know, here's all the details about why it's a poor, why the content of understanding is poor in this instance. Okay, so now we have this criterion done all the way. Now we're going to go to the next one, which is timeliness. All right. And I'm going to add a criterion. I'm going to go ahead and put timeliness. And this is 40 points and 40 points. So we're just going to leave it with that. All right. Actually, I'm going to change that because I want this to be our only two things, but I'll do that in a minute. So timeliness. What is the detail I'm going to put in here? Okay. I am going to copy and paste this. Timeliness. Assignment was submitted on time. Now, something with timeliness. All assignments are expected to be submitted by the due date. So students shouldn't be rewarded for meeting a due date. This is more applicable in a discussion forum post. So you can title this whatever you would like to title it. We're just going through the actions of adding in another criterion. Okay. So again, now we have to define what that means. So again, I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm just going to copy and paste this information. Met all the criteria. Great job, right? I'm just going to copy and paste this. Okay, so we have that. And we're going to go to poor as well. I'm going to copy and add this in poor. So again, I'm just going through the motions and showing you how this works, right? So let's say that I'm only going to have 2 areas in this rubric for time purposes, but now I need to adjust my points, right? Because I do want this to be out of 100 points or 50 points or however many points you have decided that this homework is worth. So I'm going to actually edit this, right? So I'm going to change this point value to be 90 points. And I'm going to change timeliness to be 10 points. Okay. You know, and in this makes sense as far as I've got 90 points for content, 10 points for maybe grammar and spelling. Maybe you want this to be grammar and mechanics instead of timeliness. Grammar, mechanics, APA formatting, whatever you want to call it, right? So you need to change these criterion, edit them, make them fit whatever rubric it is that you want to use. And we're going to call this done. Okay. So we have created an assignment, create a basic assignment with a rubric. We've given it a due date. It is open immediately, or you can open it later for the students. It's graded by rubric because we chose that from the grading area. We have now created our rubric. We've given it a name. We've added in our criterion, our points, the levels, everything that goes into our rubric. Show grade as soon as it's available and a specific due date is passed, as soon as it's available. You make this choice of when you want your students to see that grade. Step 2 of the basic assignments, because I said we were going to do this as a Turnitin tool, I'm going to choose Turnitin from the drop down in step 2 because I have to assign it a learning tool. All right, then I'm going to go to step 3, and this is where I'm going to put in all of my directions for this assignment. Okay, so type in whatever you have. If you are using it as a Turnitin assignment, you could even put text in to remind the students. Let's see if I have one of those handy. I do not have one of those handy at the moment, but you could add in, this is to be submitted via the Turnitin tool. Students, please launch the tool to access the assignment Dropbox. Okay, so you can do what you need to there, create your directions. I always like to make the text a little bit larger so the students can see it. So again, use your text editor here. Again, you can put the entire reading assignment. Students read this document, answer questions in a Word document, upload. You can create whatever you need to here. Scroll down and hit Save Your New Assignment. Okay? I want to show you what this is going to look like to the students in the student view. Okay. Ignore the Turnitin error. This is a fake course. It's not a live course. So I'm going to go to this assignment. I'm actually going to switch to the student view right now. Change view. And now I'm going to scroll down. I believe that was in module 5. Yes, create a basic assignment with a rubric. So we're going to open this and see what it looks like from a student's viewpoint. So right here's the instructions. So all of the information that you will put into that bottom text editor screen under instructions will show up right here for the students. And recall, we only put in this sentence. And right here, the student can see the entire rubric. So they know what's expected of them. And then they will launch the tool and submit their assignment. Okay? When you go to grade this assignment, you also will have access to this rubric in the course. You could build this rubric in Turnitin if you chose to do this as a Turnitin assignment. There are many options, but this is the quick and basic overview of how to create an assignment in Wolfden and build a rubric. If you have any questions, please reach out.